Yeah, easy. I mean, I don't need to pour gas on this fire, guys. Everybody already knows Omniscience is good. Let me be clear. I don't expect to impress any of you with this. This is not my favorite style. I know it's already a good deck, but this is honestly the deck I used to get Mythic this month to get the rest of the way up Diamond on my iPad with some spare time. Yep, it's Omniscience. There are a few card choices, but they're like really small. Like there's a lot of Spell Pierce in here. There's 3 Spell Pierce in here. And that was to make sure that I win matchups that aren't mono red, that are control versus control and Omniscience versus Omniscience. But otherwise, I mean, it's just Omniscience, and Omniscience is great. It's a deck that's really hard to beat. So that's what we're here to do. Make our opponents answer the turn 4 combo kill, and it's case of the uneaten feast. If you want to rank up right now, I mean, you can play the various strategies that are aggressive. Izzet is good. Mono red is good. Boros is good. Like, these are good decks. Black red with the Callous Sellsword is good. I would not say these life gain decks are good, but we'll see if the opponent can prove me wrong here. There's a stock up. So do we go for the stock up when we, let's see. I think we go for the riddle to try to hit Omniscience in the grave. I think that's what we do. So like those aggressive decks, those red aggressive strategies are good. And then you can play this deck, which is Omniscience, or you can play a version of blue-white control that has game, or Jeskai, that has game against both red and Omniscience, and you can plan to draw the right cards at the right time. Those are basically your current standard format strategies until the release of Final Fantasy, which has some cards. I'm nervous to talk about them because I can't keep track of what's been revealed and what hasn't. But the Final Fantasy set has some cards, guys. It's not going to be a dud. The opponent plays nothing. Okay. Well, there's a lockdown. They did hold up mana. They might have flanker. Never mind. They don't have flanker. They have nothing. Cool. 1 game down. As you can see, deck is absolutely broken. Whereas we'll put a little 1-0 in that corner as we work our dailies today with this nice quick hitting video that hopefully you find a little more interesting than nothing at all. And I show you the deck that got me to Mythic, and I'm curious, you know, are we gonna try to speed run it at the start of the next season? Maybe, I don't know. I definitely want to play more Brawl, but when you get Mythic and you don't put it in content, did you ever really get Mythic, guys? Does it even count? Let's see what happens here. Got the Awakening. Got plenty of ways to dig for what we need. Got a lockdown if we need it. Now we have an invasion. So we've almost won the game. Our opponent played a forest, so I feel pretty good about it. Bunnies. Omniscience in the graveyard for sure. Land in hand. I mean, it's too easy, right? We'll see if they have a way to hate the graveyard in their rabbits deck. But like here, dude, just give me the untapped land, give me the regent, which is even better than a stock up in a lot of ways. Yep, good game. If this isn't the most Magic the Gathering in 2025 video you'll ever see. I even drew the double invasion. There's only 2 in the whole deck. Yeah, easy. I mean, I don't need to pour gas on this fire, guys. Everybody already knows Omniscience is good. The only adjustments here, honestly, are that I'm running Spell Pierce. I don't think that... I'll give you a quick glance. There's plenty of people who want that, right? You can also see the link in the description. But there's 3 Spell Pierces. There's no dispersals. I don't believe in Afara's dispersal anymore. People know how to play around it with duress and things like that. Hexproof effects. So we have 3 lockdowns and 3 Spell Pierce to try to win the matchups that those can win. And everything else, we got the Dragon package with the Roiling Dragonstorm. And the sideboard brings a Jeskai Revelation and a Heroic Reinforcements if you want to end it all quicker. But rarely is what's in the sideboard that important. But you make a couple monks with the Jeskai Revelation, you punch the Heroic Reinforcements, and you usually have lethal right there instead of going through the last 2 or 3 loops with the Revelation. Since we don't use the sideboard hardly at all anyway, this isn't in my opinion, a serious cost. But if you wanted to be extreme about maximizing every spot, maybe you just have another revelation if they somehow exile the first one. I have no idea what that would even look like. It doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen. But you can write me, if you're an Omniscience player and you have some horror stories and what you did in the sideboard to get around them, you can let me know. Why not? That's what the comment section is for, right? Self-expression. Hello, Omniscience. Nice to see you. Maybe I'll actually have to do something besides win on turn 4 in one of these games. All right. Got to show off to face down. Not looking good. Not looking good. The Spell Pierce is our only way of kind of surviving, and we're on the draw, and we lose a lot of these matchups, but I will Spell Pierce that. And then we might have to Moment of Truth on our turn to hit the land. Kind of got you there, though. Now we just have to cope with a Slick Shot Show Off. And those can end games very quickly, especially now that we are not running Dispersal. This is a creature that hitting with Dispersal would feel good. Okay, will we have land? Hand, graveyard, library. We need to draw an Awakening. We might shuffle, so we'll keep that. And then off the top here, it's possible we could set up an Omni for next turn if we're feeling aggressive, but our opponent has double cutter again on the play, so we're going to be at a really low life total. We'll have lockdown, but my goodness, do we need to draw land? Yeah. This can probably buy us a turn, but I think we need more than that. We'll see what they have to follow up. No Awakening. Regent in hand. Yep, they've got the Flood Maw. That's pretty good. Do they just have the game right here? They probably do if they made that play, but we'll see. Hey, okay, they're running another version of Monstrous Rage. Weird. I wonder what they do with the oil. But don't think it matters. The game's over. You will lose most of your games on the draw against the red decks. Now, sometimes you have lockdown on time with no issues, which we didn't have that game. We had mana troubles. And sometimes that can get you there, but you still need everything to go right. You can't be missing a combo piece and expect to get away with this. So no surprise. It's best of one, guys. You're not going to get 10-0s very often. You're playing for 6 out of 10s. You know, you're playing for 6 and 7 out of 10s, which this deck can deliver, but it needs as few of those matches as possible where you're just on the draw against the aggro deck with their important card. Spell Pierce isn't really in the deck for that matchup either. It's possible I shouldn't have even tried to cut the cutter and should have just cast the Moment of Truth. All right, 2 important combo pieces. Just bin an Omniscience and win. It is a little scary, but I bet we'll find a blue source for the stock up. One thing my deck does a lot differently than others is all of the pylons, just trying to get every surveil I can all the time. And I'll keep that island. But right now we do have Spell Pierce up through double pylons. That doesn't do it. Okay. Looks like we're going to do this the hard way. If they have it, they have it. And we don't have it, that's for sure. Yeah, they good game. Well, we didn't hit the Omniscience either. It's another spot where Dispersal is good, but I find most of the time against black when they have this hand, they are just duress away the Dispersal anyway, so it doesn't actually save you. So that's another ugly on the draw L where we didn't find combo. But like I said, we're just playing the numbers game. You're just trying to get 6 or 7 out of 10, and you're going to lose at least a couple of those on the draw every time. But when we get the matchups against other Omniscience decks, the Spell Pierces are huge. And when we go first, we can beat any one of those games that you just saw. We have a good hand. Let's see what we get. So, Invasion is not really what we want, but we have Awakening, we have Moment, we have Lockdown. So keep, we're on the draw again. We've got to pick up some of these on the draw games. You've got to expect to go on the draw half your games. The lockdown should be able to help against frogs, which is, the matchups today have been funny. It's been all over the place. A little bit of everything. I also run 4 riddles. The riddles I also find really important in the mirror. So nothing to discard here. We could, in theory, lock down our Roiling Dragonstorm and get it back, but I say we just save it. Yep, surely there's got to be some frogs to increase the size of this Might Caller. 2 points. Anything else? Does seem like they're prepared for a lockdown. What do we put into our hand then? I'll put the Pylon's hand, the Pylon's Graveyard, and the Dragonstorm can go back in the deck. This does get you deeper. Unfortunately, the Omniscience is right there, but we can discard it here. Okay. Okay, sounds like a plan. Save the Pylons for next turn? Is that necessary? Maybe. They don't counter this. There's a Regent. Omni is in the graveyard. They bounce the frog. So what do they have? That they're wasting so much mana. Okay. And it wasn't something that could counter the Dragonstorm. So what is it? Okay. I mean, do I just go for it? I have 1 mana open and they didn't concede. What a thought. I mean, there's other options, but sure. Cool. This is their bounce spell. Polywop is our counter spell. The dual nature of the riddle makes it a 4 of to me. Now we just wait for the concession. Base and bounce the invasion so that we get the invasion back. Play the invasion again. This time we can search the graveyard. Get the revelation. Cast the revelation. Bounce the invasion. Go face. Okay, and again. Well, let's do one more revelation round just because I don't feel like doing that. Opponent's playing the let them play it out game. That's fun. And they're gonna scoop there. But that's where I go get heroic reinforcements and just go vroom. Finish the job. Save me 1 or 2 more times through the loop. We won a game on the draw. Let's hit 32-2. That would be nice. And every one of those that you can take, you feel pretty good about in best of 1. That's usually the difference between being 60-40. And you got to make sure you win your games on the play. Looks like mice to me. Lockdown's good. Awakening, sure. We're on the play this time. So, moment of truth into lockdown. Hopefully find Omniscience. What you got? Yep, they're mice. There's the little guys. We do need another white. Should be reasonable. Yep. Oh, wow. It was that easy. Kind of tilting to use up your best draws on the play. It's fine. At least you make sure they convert. So we cut off their aggression, which means they have to commit to the board to try to get us under pressure, which means they have to tap out most likely. They do not. Interesting. So do we go for the awakening? They might be able to remove it. in response, we can cast Stock Up and use the Regent and try to hit Counterspell. I think this is part of the freedom that the Meringue River Regent provides, even though it's a more expensive off-curve type of play for Omniscience. You can put this Stock Up on the stack. They can respond with this removal spell. And then we can respond with the Regent to try to draw a Counterspell. And we draw Spell Pierce, just like that. It's a plan, guys. It's all part of the plan. And then it's this and this, and we dig and we dig and we dig. And there's a backup. There's a dragon. Now we're safe. Drop a Dragon Storm. Discard a land, drop a Dragon Storm, discard a land, play the dragon as a dragon, bounce the Dragon Storms, cast them again, because that actually creates a better loop. And when you find a second dragon, you can use it to create an endless loop to draw through your deck with Roiling Dragon Storms and dragons entering and re-entering for free to find the invasion. Bang, bang. Who's next? On the play, Omniscience double, Spell Pierce, Confounding Riddle. We definitely have to find a way to dump the Omniscience, but at least it's here. And we'll see if Spell Pierce can help us out. Hey, make me discard. Hopeless Nightmare. Cut off the aggression, feels fine. Land drop would be good too. Will I take a Dragon Storm? Absolutely. Puts Omniscience in the bin. Hopeless Nightmare. Nope. Okay. What do they have? Drowner? Probably Drowner. We could counter it and try to play around a Kaido and just make them cast their stuff fairly. I like that a lot. Okay, they don't play anything, which means we still have Riddle. They're gonna chill? That's fine. Untapped land. I think that's even better than a Moment of Truth. Our land drops. Stay cool. Do I use the Regent? This might be a time when we want to do the combo all at once. They might be sitting on Graveyard Exile if they're particularly spicy. So I think we want to draw with the Regent. Oh, I see. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll see what kind of enchantments they have up their sleeve to draw more cards. All the card draw won't matter if we combo appropriately. They'll need to interact with that. It does help them find the interactive pieces they needed. A lot of decks in Mythic right now didn't get here without doing something about Omniscience. So when they play this Nightmare, they might have a plan for this Omniscience we discard. But we will see. If they just, rip this list off a tournament, they might not have a main deck solution. We still need an Awakening. Okay. They want to stick with the aggressive Nightmare line, but they are tapped out if we find Awakening. They better attack. It would be funny if they didn't, but they might be thinking about Ifara's Dispersal and their 3-mana investment. And that is something good about not running Dispersal. People think about it anyway. But if I'm in their shoes, if you're not being aggressive, what are you doing? What are you really doing? But they're not doing it. Okay, no Dispersal. Oh my goodness. A lot of land. I've got an enchantment of my own. Oh my goodness, so many lands. But we are digging. We are digging. How fast can they make the clock is going to be the question. This is a lot of damage. Well, they didn't add much to it. They're still expecting dispersal, I think. They're holding up interaction. Let's see what we can find. Okay. What happened to our game? Oh my god. Oh my god. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so many of those in a row at this point, it's insane. Oh, we'll see if they can finish the job. They probably can. Another riddle on top is not what we're looking for. I mean, we need a perfect set of draws now. I'm pretty sure we just lost. Hey, 5 lands in a row at the wrong time. So that's 8, 9, 10. There's also nothing we could draw that gets us in the game, right? There's no draw 2 into Awakening for 7, right? I guess there's stock up. Stock up gets us in the game. All right. We will give it a shot. Because if we let the Sun Pearl Kieran resolve and then the Nightmare resolves, we're dead. Yep, that's also lethal. Our only hope is that they don't actually go for it. But yeah, so there you go. 4 confounding riddles, 11 lands. It could happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, it's lethal. There was a time they didn't attack last turn, right? Actually, it's not quite lethal. We're at 2. They could draw stock up. Stock up could do it. Of course, if they just bounce this Nightmare, they're fine. Lockdown. Lockdown is unlikely to work. Actually, it definitely doesn't work, right? Because they keep the tracker. All right, you got it, you got it. Don't know what you're roping for. Ah, what a flood. Ouchie. Big ouchies. But like I said, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. That's the goal. Endurance. That's how you mythic in this meta. Nothing easy about it. My opponent sucks at magic, and yet our mythic, somebody's got a presentation problem. Whereas I'm the one in best of 1. Keep. See what we find. Sure. I like hitting my land drops. Okay, they're playing Omniscience. There's a few other blue-white decks. Demolition Field, often blue-white control. To explain the Teferi avatar. And Graveyard Library. And this is where you really want to draw some non-land cards. Wow. All right, they named Dragon. Omniscience. I'm just gonna fire it. They might counter it, that's fine. They named Dragon with the Cavern. Oh, it's there. Okay, well. Resolves. Unfortunately, though, I'm gonna hold this riddle. Prankster, are they Omniscience? Okay, they were actually Omniscience with Cavern and Demolition Field to throw you off. But I think Pylons is so much better in these decks. So you're like, why not cast Riddle and try to go off? Well, because I might whiff, and I have to keep them from going off. Not attacking with this ever, though. So this is going to be a funny game, because the odds are that if I cast this Riddle, I'm going to win, right? But if they can't go off, I can't lose. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna launch one of these and see what happens. Okay, moment of truth. This is, you want the stock up or the invasion to try to end the game. There you go. You will not have it. Play another Omniscience. I mean, do we go for it? Or do we counter their attempt at a combo and end up with nothing? If there's nothing in our top 4 and we counter their awakening, we're going to lose anyway. That's a way to look at it. All right, well, I probably should have just tried last turn. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so scary, guys. It's gonna be so scary. Oh my God. How can this deck whiff? It seems so insane, but we might do it. Nope, we're fine. We're fine. Just trying to make sure I don't get countered on this invasion, and that's game. All right, 5-3, quick, simple. See if we can pick up a 6 and a 7. And you can see, like, if you're still with me, if you are an Azorius Omniscience hater, you probably tuned out a while ago. But if you're still with me, you can see the appeal, right? It's just, these games are quick, they're easy. When you win, you just win. When you lose, well, at least it just is over, and it's unclear you ever could have done anything about it anyway in this meta. Like, a lot of these games, you're never going to win on the draw. You can tech out your deck all you want, and you won't get there. Double Scavenger is really something. The lockdown is looking good. They're usually prepared in some sense for it, though. They know they have to add pressure. Whoa! Sure. They seem afraid to add pressure. Can we hit Omniscience? Omniscience in 4th land would be flawless. There's the Omniscience. And the land. All right. Hand, graveyard, library. Cool. So the question becomes, do we just cast this lockdown? If we take the pressure off ourselves, I don't think we can lose. I really don't. As opposed to holding up a Spell Pierce or casting a stock up. I mean, yeah, it's easy. Because now they have to figure out how to deploy a threat and hold up interaction. That probably won't save them against Spell Pierce and Omniscience. Or they have to attack the graveyard, which, you know, these decks just, I don't think they ever really learn to do that. It doesn't make a lot of sense for them to, unless they can do so in an aggressive strategy. Just adding Ghost Vacuum doesn't matter. That takes their Burst Lightning out away. Always play second Omniscience first if you have the chance. Grab these. Dig, dig, dig. Invasion, invasion. All you gotta do is find one. Alexander the Pretty Good was not as good as the one who sucks at Magic in the last round. And I'm just messing. All right, 6 and 3. Both were about the same if we're being real. And we'll see if we can pick up that 7 and 3. Like I said, getting Mythic is just a game of 6 and 4s and 7 and 3s and piling them on top of each other. If you can do that, you can get Mythic. And if you can handle the ups and downs, if you can handle the disappointment when things don't work out, you'll be just fine. And as far as ranking up into top 1,000, I won't lie to you, like, you can do this and probably get to like 250, 300, and then you gotta hit a hot streak or you're never gonna actually get higher. We'll keep that. It's a little slow not doing anything on 2. But with lockdown in hand, the opponent can't go, and on the play, right? The opponent can't go mouse, nemesis. Well, they can, but at least they won't get 2 punches in with the nemesis, which makes all the difference. That said, we haven't done our plan. Okay, lockdown into lockdown. We have to hope they don't have nemesis. Okay. Challenger. Play another creature. I dare you. They mad. Of course they are. First lightning in the bin so they can have a 10-point attack. Okay, lock them down again. But we haven't done our plan, which is one reason I even tried this deck without lockdown. But I definitely found lockdown was necessary sometimes. Okay. What else you got? You got it? Yeah, they got it. I don't think we can win now. We're too far behind. Technically not dead on board, but with neither piece of our combo in our hand, a confounding riddle. I guess it could counter a creature to give us one more turn, and then we play Regent. That's probably our best line. Just hope it's not a spell. Okay. Yep, that will kill us if it attacks. Regent can bounce it, I suppose. All right, dragon. Ah, they can just play him again and kill us. We should have. Okay, I definitely did that wrong, but I couldn't counter a Swift Spear anyway. It wasn't really a good game, but this is why I'm really skeptical of the lockdown line. Because if you don't progress your game plan in any way, you're just going to lose no matter what. So what should I have done that turn? Because the Swift Spears just come back down with haste. I should have tried to stock up into lockdown number 3. I guess. I think we lose that game no matter what. But that's the deck. 6 and 4. The aggressive strategies will win a good number, and sometimes you will whiff to yourself. But you'll win more than you lose. So keep perspective and stay tough out there. And you too can be a Mythic gamer. So thank you for watching this quick little video of how I got Mythic in May of 2025. And as always, my friends, you're cool.